Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 13th of May. As always, timestamps will be in the description if you want to just look for one of these particularly that you're stuck on, if you just want to skip everything else. 15 seals. Before I go through this stuff, I just want to just clear up two things. I'm still doing the weekly. I've already done the recording. When I was doing the editing last night, something just came up and I couldn't really spend my time doing this. But yeah, it'll be out soon. I just need to edit and upload it. And then in the Crown store, there is something on sale. At the very bottom, you can see armory slots and armory assistants and stuff. I just want to make a distinction that armory slots are character specific. You're buying for one character. You're not actually buying account-wide. So if you want an armory slot for each character, it's like it can get very expensive. So I don't like buying these myself. But yeah, I just want to make clear that it is on sale, but it's per character, so just keep that in mind for those things. Just in case you buy it and then realize, oh, it's only on one character, because I've seen people do the same. So, all right, so extracting at an enchanting table, kind of requiring you to either run out and find some runes, unless you've already got some, or buy some. Buying them is like quite quick. Acquiring a Mundus Stone Boon, easy. Group dungeon, it's okay. Ward medals and Battlegrounds, I don't like these ones. The queue for Battlegrounds takes some time, and then the game itself takes a while, and the odds are, with how you earn award medals, it's probably going to take you more than one Battleground getting this done, if you're not like a pretty good Battlegrounds player. So if you want to know how many medals, or how many points each thing is worth, medal-wise, if you look up medal in health, you can find it in the question mark up here. It goes through the medal earning through each of the game types. So, for example, every kill or assist you get is 100 points. This is probably going to be the easiest way to get it, by doing assists. But yeah, it's not always going to be something that you can just do in one game. So I just find this one to be really unreliable. So if you don't have, like, I guess if you're looking for runes for this one, if you don't have the money to buy them, you could do this while you're queued for Battlegrounds, but I honestly, even if you have to run around to look for some runes, I still think you'll get this one done before you end up getting the Battlegrounds done. And then, yeah, this one's really easy too. So I'll start with this one, and then, honestly, if you've got Gold Road, because this is a Gold Road exclusive thing, not going to be forever. They're making this base game, so it will be a while away, but yeah, they're eventually going to make this base game, which is good. Yeah, and these two, if you can do them. If you still have the Gold Road and you don't want to do this one, you can also do a group dungeon, which is free, because in Golden Pursuits, you do need to do a bunch of group dungeons, and you can do all these group dungeons here on your own. So I'll go through that as well. But Fungal Grotto is... spin the character by accident. Fungal Grotto is definitely the quickest one to do. Yeah, I'll go through that stuff. Okay, so starting off with Scribed abilities. So what you want to do is at least complete first the second area of scribing, which is the first quest for the scribing skill line, and then you want to complete the Wing of the Intric. The reason for that is these give you two things. They give you Wield Soul for completing second area of scribing, and then you also get Healing and Sage's Remedy for completing the Wing of the Intric. If you can go further and you've completed the Wing of the Dragon, you'll also have access to two things that I also quite like, which are Druid's Resurgence and the Vitality Affix Script. Vitality increases your healing done, which, as you can expect, it helps quite a lot for doing this one, because it just means it's quicker. But they're not mandatory, they just help. So if you've completed Wing of the Dragon, which is this one right here, Fable of the Dragon, and it's this one right here, you can go to Rollcar, to this area here in Reaper's March. This the Mage's Guild here. There's a scroll here you can find just like on a box, like a wooden box, I think it is, and that will give you Vitality. And then in Stormhaven, Vayrest, in the Mage's Guild here, I think can't remember if it's up here or if it's down here somewhere, I can't remember. But there'll be another blue scroll that you can find just sitting on a bookshelf somewhere. And you can use that one, and that gives you Druid's Resurgence, which I also quite like. But Druid's Resurgence isn't as important, it just helps. Okay, so what you're going to need is, you're going to need to go Wield Soul here, with Healing, Sage's Remedy, and then whatever you just got here, fine. You don't need Sage's Remedy either, but that'll be the first one you can use with Healing Soul. So once you've got that, you've got Healing Soul, you've got all you need to be able to heal yourself. Now what you need to do is find something that can remove your health as well. So the one that everybody's got access to in Undaunted is going to be Blood Altar. What you need to do is go to... easiest way to get this is to go the shortest distance is Glenumbra in Daggerfall, this way shrine here that you start with. Go to the Rosy Lion, the inn. Near the Tribute Club people, there'll be a NPC with a quest that you can get. There's two. There's the house one, which is good to do real quick. But yeah, this one here, you unlock a quest to go to Spindle Clutch 1. You don't actually need to do the quest, you just need to accept it. And then you will unlock the Undaunted skill line. You'll get Blood Altar, and you can put a point in that, and then you've got something that takes away your own health. Nightblades have something even better. They've got Siphoning Strikes, or I use the Siphoning Attacks morph. Yeah, that one. This one will also take away your health, but it'll give you resources back, which is also really good. Because while you're casting the ability, you're using resources, and then while you're casting, getting your health removed, you're also getting resources back. So it's just like a symbiotic relationship between the two skills. Then if you're a vampire, you've also got access to Blood Frenzy. These three are all that you need in order to get this done super quick. So what you want to do is put this on, when I have Siphoning Strikes, and then you go Soul Magic, Healing Soul, and just put that on. You can get other Scribing abilities to heal you, but honestly that's all you need. Okay, so put on the Vampiric Drain, and then start using Siphoning Strikes, and then use the heal every time you take away some of your health, because that's how it works. You can't just spam it. It goes up a little bit, but it only heals you if you're missing health. So if I just do it now, and I keep drilling it, as you can see, it doesn't do anything. So you actually have to be missing health for it to work. But once you've got access to those two things there, just a health remover and a healer, just like a Scribing ability heal, that's everything. You can just literally do it anywhere you want, standing still, basically. Alright, so with the rest of the stuff, while you're going through, always be on the lookout for these things right now, because these will give you the runes that you need to craft to be able to extract glyphs. So if you don't have the kind of money to just buy these outright, because it's super quick to do like that, but if you don't have enough money for that, you might need to go and find some runes yourself, so just keep a lookout for those, maybe. Yeah, I assume most people will be fine buying some. Okay, so Mundus Stones. It's easy finding this Mundus Stone here in Vocal Guard, just a little bit north. So this is the easiest one to get to. But the only issue is, once you use it, you get a Mundus Stone that you're probably not really going to be... Oh, it didn't work. Interesting. So yeah, it'll swap out for whatever Mundus Stone you have right now, and that could be kind of not great, because, you know, increase your spell resistance, but I don't really need that. So in that case, you do want to look around for whichever one you got back. If you want to know the locations for all of the Mundus Stones in the game, I'll give you a quick link. But this area here, I'll link this in the description. It's ESO Hub's Mundus Stone locations. So for most people, I would say the Thief is what you're going for. I reckon the one in Deshan is the best. Oh no, sorry, Eastmarch. This one here. So in that case, you can find it right here. So what I would do is I would use home tours if you don't have any way shrines in Eastmarch. I reckon the easiest way to get to the one in Eastmarch for the Thief is what I think is the best one. Frostvault, you've got Frostvault Chasm right next door. You've also got Grimoire's Woe over here. So what you can do is just travel to either of these 5 home tours. Use browse homes. I think sometimes they don't show up in recommended. It's a bit weird. But yeah, just go down. I reckon Frostvault Chasm's a little bit closer. So this one here, and then just travel to it. And then as soon as you get there, just go out the front door, and then you rock up in Eastmarch. This just if you don't have the way shrine nearby, you know, just to get it for the first time. Just turn around. As you can see here, we rock up out here. This is still a little bit of a trek, that's why I think they're about the same. But yeah, as soon as you get this way shrine, it's easier from that point. Alright, so we've got our way shrine now, and now you can just travel straight to the Thief. This is the best way, other than... Let's come down here, we can just grab this. And so now we've got our old Mundus pack. Oh yeah, this bear always gets angry when you do this. Oh, this local hero come to save me. Okay. Alright, so one other thing you can do is there are guild halls with all the Mundus Stones mapped out. And what you can do instead is you can travel to one of them. So I'll just give you an example here. So in the description, I'll also put in, for PCNA and PCEU, I've got a GuildHall that I use with Mundus Stones right next to the door, basically. So easy to access. So the reason I suggest these is normally all the Mundus Stones are all over the place, right? So you saw one in Oridon, one in Eastmarch. Whereas in here, all the Mundus Stones are right next to each other. So it just means you're spending less time running around finding the other ones that you want. Because you can't grab the same Mundus Stone twice, right? So the idea is you grab a different one and then you grab the one that you had before. So I always like running the Thief just because it's, for most people, this is going to be the one that sort of works the best. So I just prefer having this one back when I do this. But yeah, you don't have to, I suppose, but it's just better in general if you do this. Alright, so now we get extracting items at an enchanting table. So you need to go to the decon section and deconstruct glyphs. I believe this is the only way you can actually do this one. So what are the ways to get glyphs on demand? So the easiest way, and the way I would suggest if you have the money for it, is to go to Enchanter and buy glyphs here. If you can, because these glyphs are quite expensive to buy one at a time, so you need 8. So it's like that's like several thousand gold, basically. So if you can, get a new character like a level 3 and buy glyphs off them, because what that'll do is the glyphs will be cheaper each. So it just means that you're spending less gold on 8 items. But if you don't care too much about gold, you're basically trading 2,000 gold to be able to do one of the endeavors here really quick, which I think is worth it. But I'm old school, so I don't really need to worry about gold spending anymore. So that I don't know, it could be a bit biased there. But yeah, what I normally do is just go and buy as many as I need. In this case, I've got 2 in my inventory. You can go out, basically when you're doing like just dungeons and fighting in dolmens and shit like that, you'll get them from dead enemies. You'll be able to loot them from corpses. You can also craft them yourself using the creation tab. So for example, I have Jojota, I have a bunch of frost ones, and then I buy them, because you can also buy the blue ones from enchanters, and that will be cheaper than buying them. Only by a little bit though. If I go, yeah, Regera, it's half the price, I guess. And then you got to also buy the other glyphs, which buy the other runes, sorry, which also costs gold too. So yeah, if I were you, I'd just create. Oh my god, I don't know what it is with characters. It looks so fucking so weird. What I would do is, yeah, just make a level 3 character and just buy some glyphs on them and decon them. That would be my way to go. Yeah, you can just go out and find some runes and make them that way. You just need to make sure you have one of each type. So you need a aspect, essence, and potency. If you want aspect, Jojota and Tar, I would use Jojota. These are the cheapest and they're just the most readily available in guild stores. You can use these from level 1, so they're easy to use. And then basically anything that isn't Hakejo or Indeco is good here. Also, Oko is a little bit expensive, but yeah, basically anything other than that is usually fine. And then potency, yeah, you can just buy these. So that's what I would do there. So either, yeah, just craft them yourself and decon the ones that you craft, or just buy them and decon the ones that you buy. So doing a dungeon, there's a couple of things I want to cover here real quick. I'll just get rid of these ones. Okay, so with the Golden Pursuit, you have a bunch of dungeons that you need to do for this pursuit. And what I would do is check these, but also check which pledges you have. So if you come to the Undaunted Enclave, this is the one I generally use. They're all fine. I think the Grantwood one's closest to Wayshrine. I'm not too sure though. They're all relatively far away from the Wayshrine, but yeah. In all the major capitals you'll find this. So you've got Maj, and then you've got Galerion over here. So these two give you the base game ones, and these might be the dungeons that are in this list if you check. So for example, Darkshire Caverns here. Is this 2? It's 2. So if you see these names and they show up in any of these here, I would go and do that, because then you can get 2 of these done in one go. So I think that's worth doing. And if you want to know how to do any of these here, I've gone through them in the Golden Pursuit video. I've timestamped and done each of these like as quick as I could. So just to show you how quick you can actually do this if you have a powerful character. But because neither of these are actually the related to any of the ones in the Gone Pursuit, I'm just going to do Fungal Grotto 1, because that's the quickest in the game. The only things you need to fight in here is the boss here and the boss here. You can basically skip everything else, especially if you're in Nightblade, because you can just kind of click past everything. You don't have to be in Nightblade to just run past everything, but it'll mean you can just run past without aggroing everything in the fucking room, which can help. Do I have any food to make this quicker? I don't. Unless I've got the crown stuff. I do. Yeah, you know what, I'll just use one to make it go back quicker. Gonna swap a few things. Yeah, this is the only guy you need to kill, this guy here. So, get Swallow Soul. Okay. So, just these three here. These are all you need to kill. In this room, anyway. So just be careful with the these two guys. These guys are actually the reason that the Dragonite standard drops. So you kill them, you stop the standard. Things you really need to worry about with this guy is he's got his heavy attack, you can just block it. But this Rawr thing, it'll like mess up your rotation all the time. Yeah, it's an annoying attack, but yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to fast forward this, because it's going to be slow. This character is not great for fighting. Yeah, there we go. Once he's dead, we head through the door. We continue straight on to the Dread King. Just got this heavy sack while we're here. Seasoning, nice. Alright, so when you get to this river, just jump down. Do some hoppity hops. You don't have to do this, just speeds up your movement speed in water a little bit. Yeah, so these mud crabs are always fucking full. Every time I do this, I swear they pull. Get a bit of ulti from killing them. Might be able to use it to get another Destro ulti. Yeah. So this guy, he's very similar to the first boss. The only other thing that really changes is he's also got like a explosion shockwave. This thing here. At 60%-ish, he will, oh my god, I didn't mean to use that. He will run off and spawn a bunch of mud crabs in the ground, and again at about 30% health. There he goes. Alright, just have target him here. Execute him. And that's it. Dungeon done. Alright, so that's Daily Sun. So if you have any questions, as always, just let me know. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.